Hey guys, this is Matt with Book Driver. I've been reading The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, and this is actually my second time around reading this book, but it is one of my favorites in the metaphysical self help genre. One of the interesting things about it is it's actually a novel, which is pretty hard to pull off when you're trying to have characters and also say some sort of message and also helping people to instruct um, in the way a self help book does. What I think is prompted me to read it, this is the second time I've read it. What prompted me to read it also has a lot to do with what this book is about. But I had received a couple coupies of it on the same day. So, and now they'll be for sale at our book booth at the Old Wagon in Northglenn. But basically, it's the most translated book of any living author in the world, and it's sold over 80 million copies. I think it's interesting that it's been so, it was actually written in Portuguese, and it's been so influential throughout the world. It's very much a, uh, what I would call a modern fable or fairy tale um, that could be understood because it's an archetypal story where he uses the archetypal heroic journey where there's this call to action. It involves a shepherd boy who decides he receives a dream and decides to follow his destiny. So in his travels, there are certain concepts that are brought out about finding his personal destiny, what's called his personal legend, and with a very surprising twist in the end. This is a very short read. If you're a business person, especially a business person who's just been fired or is switching their careers because they're tired of their corporate job, this is actually a book that many career counselors recommend. Many guidance counselors will recommend it to kids who aren't sure what they want to do. And it's a very simple read. You can read it on an airplane, and it's also has a lot of interesting things about how not only there is an element of the um, relationship that all of us have with the mystic, but even beyond that, if that's not something you necessarily believe in or subscribe to, he does a really brilliant job of weaving not just Christian and metaphysical and Islamic um, legends, but also just what you might call secular humanist beliefs as well in this story. And frequently, you know, it's it feels like 100 Years of Solitude in some places because of the alchemy. In 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, one of the stories in that much more complicated book than this has to do with alchemy. So, but this book is not about alchemy. It's about finding your personal legend, and it's a very inspiring and heartwarming story with a cool twist at the end. So, again, if you're about to take off in an airport or just want a really good metaphysical read, this is a good one. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Thank you.